Not yet. Good.
Count from 5, Papa.
Do it. You're on.
Just not. What? We're on. Okay. Welcome. Welcome. Good morning, PSO. Welcome to our first installment of our educational morning series called Good Morning PSOrchKids. And we are here in the Powers house. My name is Susanne Powers. This is
Melanie.
Joey.
Maya.
And we want to welcome to Coronacation. Right, so we're all stuck in the house. We want to share with you a little bit about music and, most importantly, the violin, which is my instrument. This is our first installment. This is where we're going to start. And we are live on Facebook. And as such, you can type in questions, and I will try to answer it with a little bit of delay. But if you have questions about what we're doing, you can type in a question. I'll try to answer it in the next half hour. So we are going to talk about the violin a little bit, teach you what I know about it. The violin is my favorite instrument, of course, is a string instrument, and that means it has strings that make the sound. You are familiar, of course, with a guitar, which is also a string instrument, terribly out of tune. But the difference, of course, between a violin and a guitar, being rather obvious when you hold them side to side, is that the guitar has frets on the fingerboard, right here, that tell your fingers where to go, whereas the violin does not have frets. I have to learn where my fingers go just by memorizing the feel. And I need to use my ears to tell me where the right notes are. I can't see where the fingers should go. I can hear where the fingers should go, and my hand will memorize where that correct spot for the note is. Much like if you close your eyes, and I ask you, close your eyes, and I ask you to touch your nose, you would not miss, because your body knows where your nose is. Now, if you practice enough, your body will know where the notes on the fingerboard are. The other difference, of course, is that the violin has a bow. That doesn't mean we don't like plucking the strings just as much as a guitarist does. It sounds like this. If I pluck the violin strings, sounds kind of cool. Doesn't sound the way you would expect a violin to sound necessarily. For that, you need the bow. So I'm actually holding two instruments. I'm holding the violin, I'm holding the bow, and they go together. That makes the violin a bow-stringed instrument. So it sounds like that. Lower notes. I can't go any lower than the G string. I can play on the E string something beautiful. That is how you know a violin sounds most often. That's probably what you're familiar with. Now, the violin has 4 strings. All the other string instruments that you see here also have 4 strings. Maya's playing violin. Can I just show the size and difference? Maya is 11. Maya's violin, because her arms are little, is smaller than mine. But it's still a violin and sounds the same. There you go. Joey, on the other hand, is not playing the violin. Want to hold up the, give me a violin so I can show the Symphony viola. I know, I'm so. Joey's playing the viola. Can you see the size and difference? Oh, okay, too close. The viola is bigger than the violin and has a different string on the bottom. It has a C string. That is the viola. Yeah, you can't hold up your cello. But that's the cello. The cello looks just like the violin, except it's different. It has an end pin, a sharp end pin on the bottom that you do not want to stick in your neck. Right? So, right. What else can the violin do? The violin can do many things. The violin is the best instrument, and I want you to go to your parents and beg to learn the violin at the end of this live stream, because nothing better than begging your parents during Coronacation for anything. So the violin can play several notes at the same time. See, we can try to trick people thinking we are more than one person. Double stops. It's a lot of fun to do. Takes a little time to practice. You have to be a little older for that. You need strength in your fingers. The violin can also make really cool sounds that are called harmonics. And that means you make whistling sounds on the violin. Like I said, it's the coolest instrument. So those are called harmonics. They are actually whistles. Can't really explain to you exactly what happens when I do that. That will be in installment number 8. So stay tuned. So we are here. I did promise you a little bit, if you saw in the email and on the website, that I can take a violin apart. And I don't recommend you do this during Coronacation and with your mother's very expensive violin. Now, all the teachers out there are probably cringing because I'm telling you that I can take a violin apart. Yes. And Maya saw me do this. Yes, Maya, tell me.
So when she was taking the violin apart, she actually had a knife.
Big knife.
And she stuck it like in the side of the violin, and it looked like she was a maniac, stabbing that knife in the violin.
I did. I took a big maniac, yes. It's not the only time I look like a maniac, I have to admit. But yes, so this is a very chunky violin, right? You see the difference, I hope. This is a very expensive violin. You see the beautiful wood. It's handmade, it's old, it's gorgeous, very pretty. This is a very, very cheap instrument that was kicking around my house. It's almost orange and painted. So I took it apart by taking the back off, like this, because I wanted to see what a violin looks like on the inside. And so you have now the body of the violin. This is called the neck. This is called the scroll. These are, which one doesn't have a string attached? Okay. The G string. These are the pegs. The pegs come out of the scroll. You see the hole right there? Goes right there. Right there. They tune the string by tightening it or loosening it. This is called the bridge. Don't do this at home with your parents' instrument. This is the bridge. I bet you thought that was glued on. It is not. It is just wedged onto the top of the violin under the strings, like that. And if you're not careful, it'll fall over and you get very scared, and your teacher or your parents have to put it back. This violin, now this is the back. On the I think I'm breaking the guitar as we speak. On the inside of the violin, and this is what I already lost because I'm terrible. On the inside of the violin should be a sound post that connects the top of the violin with the back of the violin, like that. And the sound post, which should not be a battery, it should be made of wood, but I lost it, should be on the inside, and that transfers the sound. This is very cool. The sound, yes, yes, yes. Sounds great. So sound transfers the sound from the string onto the bridge, onto the top of the violin, through the sound post, that little stick, onto the back of the violin, and boom, you have a beautiful sound. Now, I'm going to put that away. I'll show you how the bow on the string, I think you can see this. You can see the string vibrating a little bit, going side to side like that. Those are the sound vibrations that go into the bridge, onto the top of the violin, into the sound post, and transfers the vibrations to the back of the violin. That makes the sound. Now we are here. I think we need to move on to the string quartet. I'll take another instrument apart later, so don't worry. I'm good with big knives, right, Maya?
Yes.
So here we are with the string quartet. Quartet implies 4 people, right? 4 people make one quartet. We have 2 violins, we have 1 viola, and we have 1 cello. That is the traditional configuration of a string quartet. And before we start, we all need to tune the instruments so that we start with instruments that have the open strings sounding the same note. So I will play my A string, and all the other kids here will also play their A strings, and we will match the sound. You have the outer voices. The first violin is the leader. Then you have the 2 inner voices. The 2 inner voices oftentimes have very interesting rhythmical figures. They have harmony, and I'll show you in a little bit how interesting that can be. Shall we play a little bit to make it interesting? We are going to play one Cuban dance, which is very appropriately during Corona occasion called Don't Touch Me, which if you practice your social distancing right now, this should be our theme song right now. So, with repeat. 4 people, we don't have a conductor. We don't need a conductor because we are only 4 people, and we communicate by looking at each other a lot. And with our body movement, right? Body language. You see me going like this, and the other players can see my rhythm from the corner of their eyes. And of course we rehearse a lot, which is the job of a conductor as well, to make sure the music is beautiful by the time we get on stage. So we rehearsed this a lot in the last 2 days, I would say. So, but you will see me give a cue like this, and that means I'm about to start. Ooh, let's demonstrate that. Yes, same one. We're just going to start it. Yeah, let's try that again. This is very interesting. Okay, this can work better. See how that works? Right? I just give it a lap beat and they know I'm about to start. Well done. Good job. So what else are we going to do for you? Inner voice, tuning, rehearsing. We did that. Yes, we have to rehearse. We are going to go to the piece Under the Sea, which you know from The Little Mermaid. We love, 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 love it. It is challenging. There have been tears. Mine. My tears. Only my tears. We put Maya on first violin to give her a challenge, which puts me on second violin. And that turns me into an inner voice of the string quartet. And I'm not going to sit on these pillows here, little one. Here, you sit on the pillow. Maya's 11.
I sit on the pillows.
All right. Now the inner voices, can you still see me? Yes, you can. The inner voices have something very cool. Measure 56. Right? You and I. Right. 56. We have the rhythm, and Joey and I, as the inner voices, are the little rhythm machine here. We're just going to do that without you. It's not the melody, obviously, but it gives the piece the rhythm and the body, and your ears can pick up on it when we get there. Maya has the melody. Melanie is the bass. You're the foundation. Yeah. Nothing works without the cello. All the cellists are cheering. Yes!
Yes.
They're all cheering. Okay.
The best.
Can we play Under the Sea for the audience? All right. We are doing the repeat. You are giving the cue. I just told everybody how cues work, so you're cueing. chords now. Takes a few years to get to this point, but it's so worth it. So if you have questions about how to start learning a string instrument, you can send me an email at info@portsmouthsymphony.org. That's info @portsmouthsymphony.org. I will get in touch with you. We'll help you find a teacher. We'll help you find an instrument. We love students starting string instruments or continuing their education. So send me an email. I'll hook you up and we'll get you started. Now, a different piece. This was, of course, from the movie The Little Mermaid. Now we're going to Russia. Are we going to Russia?
Yes.
Yes. This is another really, really fun piece. You will have so much fun when you learn how to play an instrument, play with your friends. Really, really cool pieces. This one is called, what is it called? Say it with a Russian accent. Say it when I'm not speaking.
Korobushka.
Korobushka. We have no idea what it means, but it's fun to play, it's fun to say. It's probably a Russian dance song. I should have done the research. I will, in installment number 2, I will answer this question. Now, and you need the pillows.
I know.
You've shrunk. You shrank.
I lost my pillows.
You did with your pillows. And don't leave because you have to meet Delilah at the end. I promised you that Delilah loves the violin and will show you. But here's a Russian piece. Can people still see you? Okay, sorry, I'm stalling because this is hard. This is hard. All right. Until almost midnight yesterday, just for you. But we all had a good time. So you can make a lot of good times with your friends. That was Korobushka. Now let's go to something very classical, Western classical music. This is from another movie you probably did not see if you are a child. If you're one of my children, you have seen it. It's called Rondo from, where's my tag? Is it right here? Yeah. Ah, this is the Rondo from the movie Master and Commander. This is by Mozart. And this is very classically written, completely different style of music. And it shows the viola starting off with pizzicato, when you pluck the string like I demonstrated at the beginning of the live stream. So show us how you're plucking the string. Very pretty. All right, so he has a little plucking solo at the beginning, and we begin. Rondo from Master and Commander. Thank you, that was nice. Was that beautiful? Very, very beautiful. You can see that in the movie. Wild applause. I'm sure you're all cheering us on. I appreciate it for your virtual cheering on. And I think we're going to end before Delilah loves the violin. Don't leave. We're going to play one more cue and dance for you. This is called Dance No More. I guess even on Corona occasion, you have to dance 6 feet apart. All right. Cuban Dance by Ignacio Cervantes. Okay. I forgot to tell you at the beginning that Melanie, Joey, and Maya are part of the My PSO program, which is for children. This is our educational program that we do on Saturday mornings. We play together as an orchestra, and we also play together in chamber music. It's a lot of fun. If you want to join, again, send me an email at info@portsmouthsymphony.org. And they're wearing these very nifty t-shirts, right? Show your t-shirts. Very cool. Coolest part about the whole program. Now, so again, don't forget to email me if you want to learn how to play a string instrument. We'll hook you up, we'll get you started, and you can join us on Saturday mornings. Now, I promised you Delilah. Where is that dog?
Right here.
Oh, she's right here. She's so short you can't see her. Okay, Delilah loves the violin. Again, now this is look at this violin. This is not my concert violin, clearly, right? There are pieces missing and everything. I did not take a knife to this one like a maniac. Thank you very much, Maya.
You did not.
I did not. This was broken when I found it. Now, come here, Delilah. Show me how much you love the violin. Come here. Come here. Come here. Want a treat? There's the violin, there's the dog. And you can't even see it. Oh, come on. Come on. She's not doing it. Delilah, do hop hop. Come on. Do hop hop. Hop hop. Can you even see the freaking dog? You cannot see the freaking dog. Mela, get up and show me the dog. Hold the camera, show me the dog. Come on, she's our My PSO. Here's Delilah. Here, she loves the violin. She gets a treat for that. All right. Tune in again. Bye. Tune in again Monday at 10 a.m. and we'll talk more about music. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.